Hello everyone, my name's Ali A, and after releasing some Black Ops 2 leaked information yesterday, I wanted to follow that up today, give you guys more understanding of the information that was released, explaining to you guys the key things that were mentioned within the release. Make sure you watch the video from yesterday first before you watch any of this video. There'll be a link on screen now which you can click on to go and watch the video to make sure you're up to date with that information before you watch anything in this video. So, assuming now you've watched the video from yesterday, let's jump straight into it and talk about the key things from the release yesterday. It's important to note to you guys that this information isn't 100% real and hasn't been confirmed. However, I want to dive deeper into the things that are most interesting about this leak and talk about that more with you guys. So initially now jumping into the heat vision point streak that was mentioned in my video initially explaining this leak. It sounded horrible basically. Heat vision, the way it was worded, was a kind of wall hack where you could just see across the map, see all the enemies, and it was completely unfair. However, diving into it a little deeper and talking to some of you guys on Twitter about it, it seemed like more of an anti-camper point streak. So if you imagine this, you're putting a scope onto your gun, assuming it's going to limit your range a little bit in terms of what you can see because it's going to be this large thing attached in your gun. You then have the opportunity to see through the walls, but not at a huge distance, so not across the whole map, but say 10 feet in front of you or 15 feet in front of you, and you can't see everyone within that radius. You can only see people that say haven't been moving for 10 seconds or haven't been moving within a 5-meter radius for a certain amount of time. That then allows you to know where those guys are that are camping, that aren't moving. It thus speeds up the game, and the enemies that know that you have this attachment on your gun will instantly start reacting to that. They'll start moving around more, they'll make sure that they're not sitting in one position, and it basically speeds up the gameplay of the game. So potentially that could actually be a really good point streak option, but hopefully it won't be implemented in such a way where it does act as a super wall hack. So that could be quite a good point streak. And it also mentions in the leak that there'll be no MOAB or nuke, but it's worth mentioning that before Modern Warfare 3 was released, they went out and clearly said that there'd be no nuke in Modern Warfare 3, no game-ending nuke in Modern Warfare 3. Then they turned around, and when the game was released, there was a nuke in there, but it just didn't end the game. So the fact that there isn't necessarily a MOAB or a nuke doesn't then mean that there won't be something like an atom bomb or something which is a slight variation thrown in there. That's always a possibility and is worth noting. Quickscoping and sniping, I'm sure a lot of you guys are interested in this. Now, within the leak they stated that they're going to be removing aim assist, and aim assist is basically like slight variations on your aiming when you're zooming down a sight and aiming from the hip to help you lock onto the target a little bit easier. Now, I have actually played a few games without aim assist, and the biggest thing that I noticed while using non-aim assist was that shooting from the hip was a lot harder. The bullets didn't quite lock on as much as normal. You would expect that to be exactly the same, but that was the case. And quick scoping or drag scoping was a little bit harder. So what they seem to be doing is making sure that if you are going to quick scope, it's going to be as skillful as possible, and no scope's going to be a little bit rarer when it's sniping. So all of those guys that are running around and just quickly reacting with a quick no scope won't necessarily be getting the kill all the time. So that's something to worth noting, that they're trying to balance quick scoping as much as possible. David Vonderhaar, the lead designer for Treyarch, who is going to be helping on the project for Black Ops 2, has already said that they're trying to find the middle ground between the guys that hate quickscoping and the guys that love it. So I'm sure that we won't see a repeat of Black Ops 1, which was when the game was released. You couldn't quickscope at all. As soon as you zoomed in with your sniper, the bullet wouldn't go even straight, and it was virtually impossible to quickscope. I don't think we'll see a repeat of that at all. They're going to try and make it as consistent as possible for both of you guys that are for quickscoping and against quickscoping. So the perk system that I explained in the video yesterday was quite complicated, I know. Basically cut off half of the pro variations of the perks within the game. It only allowed you to get half of the pro perks, which really does not make any sense to me. Normally Call of Duty wouldn't do something like this. They allow the user the option to get everything within the game as long as you fulfill specific tasks. And if you didn't fully understand what I was trying to explain yesterday, go back and watch the video and re-listen to what I said. But essentially, you can only unlock one pro version of each perk within the game. The other pro version isn't available once you've unlocked the first pro version. So say you get the game week 1, you unlock pro versions really quickly, you never prestige, and then suddenly you realise you wish you'd had another pro version. That wouldn't be an option with the information we've been given so far. So I think this is going to be changed, to be honest. You know, it's still early days. Giving my feedback and your feedback on this information is also important to Treyarch. I'm sure they'll listen to some of you guys and hear what you have to say. So give me your thoughts on this as well. And finally, worth noting, Elite 2.0 2.0, which is essentially the upgraded, improved version of Call of Duty Elite, which is what we're seeing now for Modern Warfare 3. Elite 2.0 is going to be implemented in Black Ops 2, and it is going to be sort of the hub in terms of how the DLC is going to be distributed. And this year we've seen all the guys on Xbox get the DLC early, and it's important to note that next year for Black Ops 2, if there's no contract implemented between any of the publishers and Activision, we are going to see both the DLC pieces coming out at the same time for both the guys on Xbox and PS3. So this has been the key points of the leaked information summarised and my opinions given. Feel free again to give me your thoughts on the details that have been released so far and what you think of them. Really hope you enjoyed. Hitting that like button is really appreciated. It just takes a few seconds and show me that you've enjoyed the video. Again, thank you very much for watching. Clicking on screen now, you can find more videos. There'll be Black Box Survival Mode gameplay, the new Modern Warfare 3 map, out very soon on my channel, so look forward to that. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you're new, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.